Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to study the compressible flow. Firstly, we will see what is meant by the compressible flow, and then we will see the basic equations of the compressible flow. The compressible flow is the flow in which the density of the fluid does not remain constant. Means what? The density is changes from point to point. Okay. Density means what? The mass per unit volume, and it is changes from point to point in the compressible flow. But in the case of the incompressible flow, the density remains constant, or the density of the fluid is assumed to be a constant. Okay, then the examples of the compressible flow are the flow of the gaseous through the orifice and the nozzles, then flow of the gaseous in the machines such as compressors and the projectiles and the airplanes flying at the high altitude with the high velocity. Here the density of the fluid is changes during the flow. So these are the examples of the compressible flow. The change in the density of the fluid is accompanied by the changes in the pressure and the temperature. Means what? As the density changes, the pressure and temperature also changes. So the thermodynamic behavior of the fluid also is taken into the account. Okay. So our next point is the basic equations of the compressible flow. The basic equation of the compressible flow are of four types. First is the continuity equation, next is the Bernoulli equation, which is also called as an energy equation. Third one is the momentum equation, and last one is the equation of the state. We will see one by one. First is the continuity equation. Continuity equations is this is the continuity equation is based on the law of conservation of mass, and which states that matter cannot be created or not destroyed. The continuity equation is based on the law of conservation of the mass, and law of conservation of the mass states that the matter cannot be created and not destroyed. That means the matter or mass is a constant. Okay, then mass per second is written as rho av. Okay, rho means what? The mass density, a means the area of cross section, and v means the velocity. This whole term is equals to constant. That means as mass or the mass per second is constant according to the law of conservation of the mass, hence the term rho av is equals to constant. If we differentiating this term, then we will get the continuity equation in the differential form. So we will differentiating this term is equal to d, or rho av is equals to constant, means is equals to 0. Okay, then consider rho is in first term and av is in second term. Okay, for the disintegration we are considering this. Okay, then disintegration uh, uh, is equals to what? First term disintegration of second term plus first term second term disintegration of first, means p differentiation of av plus av differentiation of rho is equals to 0. Okay, then here also you can see the two terms are there, a and v. So we have to differentiate this term once again. So rho is remain as it is, rho in bracket. Now consider a as in first term, v as in second term. Okay, first term differentiation of second means a into dv, plus second term means v differentiation of first term, that is dA. Okay, bracket complete. Remaining term is plus a v dp d rho, okay, is equals to 0. Now this equation can also be written as rho a dv plus rho v dA plus AVD rho is equals to 0. Okay, then after dividing this term by rho AV, we get dV upon V plus dA upon A plus d rho upon rho is equals to 0, and this is the equation of continuity equation in the differential form. Okay, so this is our first basic equation of the compressible flow. Next equation is the Bernoulli's equation, which is also called as an energy equation. Bernoulli's equation is the equation which is similar to the incompressible flow. Bernoulli's equation is derived from the Euler's equation. As we know that the Euler's equation is dP upon rho plus V dP plus G dz is equals to 0. Okay, and after the integration of this Euler's equation, we get the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, then integrate this term. Integration of the above term, we get integration of dP upon rho plus integration of V dV plus integration of G dz equals to constant. Okay, this is above equation. This is an equation of Euler's. Okay, and after integration of the Euler's equation, we will get the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, we are integrating this whole term is equals to what? Constant. Okay, then we will get integration of dP upon rho plus integration of V dV is V square by 2 plus integration of G dz is equal to Gz is equal to constant. Here the integration of first term is remain as it is. Why this is? Because it is the incompressible flow. So here the density is changes from point to point. In the case of the incompressible flow, density is constant. So for the incompressible flow, the integration of this dP upon rho is equals to what? P upon rho, if it is an incompressible flow. But here we are finding out the Bernoulli's equation for the compressible flow. So we have to find out the value of dP upon rho. For this, the Bernoulli's equation is different for the isothermal process and the adiabatic process. Okay, so we have to calculate the integration of dP upon P for the isothermal process and for the adiabatic process. Okay, so first we will calculate the Bernoulli's equation for the isothermal process. Isothermal process means what? It is the process in which the gas is compressed or expanded while the temperature is kept constant. Okay, isothermal process means what? The gas is compressed or the expanded while the temperature is kept constant. Okay. That means P after isothermal process gives the equation P upon rho is equals to constant. P means what? The pressure, and rho means what? The density. Okay, so ratio of P upon rho is equals to constant. Okay, which is equals to C1. Consider constant is as C1. Okay, now we can written this equation as rho is equal to P upon C1. Okay, but we have to calculate the value of integration of dP upon P. Okay, dP upon rho. So we know that the rho is equal to P upon C1. Put this in the equation, we get integration of dP upon P upon C1. Okay, now this can also be written as integration of C1 dP upon P. Okay, is equal to C1 integration of dP upon P. Okay, then integration of dP upon P is equal to log of P. So we get C1 log of natural log of P. Okay, but we know that C1 is equal to what? Here from this equation, C1 is equal to P upon rho. Okay, so put this C instead of C1, so we get P upon rho log of natural log of P. Okay, so the value of integration of dp upon rho is equals to P upon rho natural log of P. Okay, now we will put this value into the equation. We get P upon rho log of natural log of P plus V square upon 2 plus G Z is equals to constant. Okay, integration of dp upon P we are calculating here, and then we are putting this value here. Okay, we know that the Bernoulli's equation is dp upon P. After the integration we get this term. Okay, we have to calculate the integration of dp upon P for the isothermal process and the adiabatic process. For the isothermal process we are calculated the value of dp upon rho, and now we are putting this. After putting, we get the value of P upon rho natural log of P plus V square upon 2 plus Gz is equals to constant. Okay, then after dividing this term by G, we get the equation as P upon rho G natural log of P plus V square upon 2G plus Z is equals to constant. Okay, this is the Bernoulli's equation for the compressible flow undergoing isothermal process. Okay, this is the final equation of the Bernoulli for the compressible flow. Okay, and then if they have given the 2 points 1 and 2, then this equation can also be written as P1 upon rho G plus into natural log of P1 plus V square by 2G plus Z1 is equals to P2 upon rho 2G natural log of P2 plus V2 square upon 2G plus Z2. Okay, this is the equation, Bernoulli's equation for the compressible flow when they have given the 2 points. Next, now we will calculate the Bernoulli's equation for the adiabatic process. Adiabatic process means what? If the compression or the expansion of the gas take place, then the gas neither gives heat and nor takes the heat from the surrounding. Then this process is said to be an adiabatic. Okay, so adiabatic process means what? If the compression or the expansion of the gas takes place, then the gas neither gives heat or nor takes heat from the surrounding. Then this process is called as an adiabatic process, and for that adiabatic process the equation is the relation between the density and the pressure for the adiabatic process is given by pressure upon density raised to K is equals to constant. Here K means what? The ratio of specific heat at the constant pressure upon specific heat at the constant volume. K indicating the ratio of specific heat at the constant pressure to the specific heat at the constant volume. Okay, so the relation between the density and the pressure for the adiabatic process is P upon density raised to K is equals to constant. Here taken constant as in C2. Okay, then this equation can be written as density raised to K is equals to P upon C2, or we can written as density is equal to P upon C2 raised to 1 by K. Okay, Now we have to calculate the integration of dp upon rho. As we are calculating the value of rho, then put the value of this rho into this integration. We get integration of dp upon, instead of rho we are writing the value of p upon c2 raised to 1 by k. Okay, then this equation can also be written as c2 raised to 1 by k upon p raised to 1 by k into dp. Okay, c is constant, so it is taken outside the integration. Then we get c2 raised to 1 by k integration of 1 upon p raised to 1 by k dp. Okay, again we can also be written as c2 1 raised to 1 by k integration of p raised to minus 1 by k into dp. Okay, then integrate this term, we get c2 raised to 1 by k p raised to minus 1 by k plus 1 upon minus 1 by k plus 1. Okay, then c2 raised to 1 by k remain as it is, and we get p into k minus 1 upon k minus 1 upon k, which is equal to again k upon k minus 1, c2 raised to 1 by k p raised to k minus 1 upon k. Okay, then this equation also can be written as k upon k minus 1 p. Instead of c2 we are writing the value of, as we know that c2 raised to 1 by k is equal to p upon p raised to k, p upon density raised to k. Okay, so instead of c2 write this, we get p k upon k minus 1 into p upon density raised to k whole term raised to 1 by k into p raised to k minus 1 upon k. Okay, then we get again k upon k minus k 1 here, p raised to 1 by k upon p raised to k into 1 by k, and remaining term is remain as it is, p upon k minus 1 upon k. Then k upon k minus 1 remain as it is. Then here p denominator is also p, here in the numerator p is equal to 1 by k plus k minus 1 upon k, and in the denominator density raised to k into 1 minus into 1 by k, which is equals to k is cancelled out, so density only remain. Okay, so here in the denominator density only the term remain. Then which is again this equation can also be written as k upon k minus 1 into p upon rho. Okay, so we get the value of integration of dp upon rho is equal to k upon k minus 1 into p upon rho. Okay, then put this value into the equation, Bernoulli's equation. So we get k upon k minus 1 p upon rho plus v square upon 2 plus gz is equals to constant. If we divide this whole term by g, then k upon k minus 1 p upon rho g plus v square upon 2g plus z is equals to constant. Okay, this is the Bernoulli's equation for the adiabatic process. Okay, this is the equation for the adiabatic process. But if they have given the 2 points, then this equation can also be written as k upon k minus 1 into p1 upon rho 1g plus v2 square upon 2g plus v1 square upon 2g plus z1 is equals to k upon k minus 1 into p upon p2g P2 upon rho 2g plus V2 square upon 2g plus Z2. Okay, this is the Bernoulli's equation for the adiabatic process if they have given the 2 points, point 1 and point 2. Okay, now the third basic equation is the momentum equation. So momentum equation is the third basic equation of the compressible flow, and according which states that the momentum per second of a flowing fluid is equals to the product of mass per second into the velocity. As we know that mass per second is written as rho av into the velocity means v. Okay, so mathematically the momentum per second of the flowing fluid is equals to rho av into the v, rho av into the velocity. Mass per second into the velocity is equal to momentum per second of the flowing fluid. Okay, then rho av is the constant for every section of the flow during the continuity equation. Means what? The momentum per second at any section is equals to the product of the constant value into velocity. This also implies that the momentum per second is independent of the compressible effect. Hence, the momentum equation for the compressible flow and incompressible flow is same. Okay, so momentum equation for the compressible and the incompressible flow is same. Okay, so net force in the direction of the S is equal to rate of change of momentum in the direction of the S, which is equals to mass per second into the change in velocity, which is equal to mass per second means rho av, and change in velocity means v2 minus v1. v2 means the final velocity in the direction of the displacement upon v1 is equal to initial velocity in the direction of the S means displacement. Okay, so net force in the direction of the S is equal to rho av into v2 minus v1. This is the momentum equation. Okay, this is the third basic equation for the compressible flow. Fourth basic equation is the equation of the state. This equation of the state defines as the equation which gives the relationship between the pressure, temperature and the specific volume of the gas. For the perfect gas, the equation of the state is written as P into V is equals to RT, where P is the absolute pressure in the kilogram kgf per meter square or Newton per meter square upon V means what? Into V means the specific volume or the volume per unit mass. R means the gas constant in kg per meter per kg degree Kelvin, which is equal to value is gas constant value is 29.2 kg per meter per kg degree Kelvin, or we can also be written as value of R is 287 joule per kg. Okay, for the air. Then T means the absolute temperature, which is equals to 273 plus T degree centigrade. Okay, and then we know that the specific volume is the reciprocal of the density. Means here V is equal to 1 upon rho. Then if you put this value into this equation, we get P upon rho is equals to RT. The P upon rho is equals to RT. So this is the equation of the state. Okay, so here we have seen the four basic equations of the Bernoulli's. Now we will solve the examples on these basic equations. The equation is the problem is the gas is flowing through a horizontal pipe at a temperature of 4 degrees centigrade. Then a diameter of the pipe is 8 centimeter. At the section 11 in this pipe, the pressure is 30.3 Newton per centimeter square. The gauge pressure they have given. Then diameter of the pipe changes from 8 centimeter to 4 centimeter at the section 2. Okay, and the pressure at 2 is 20.3 Newton per centimeter square. Gauge pressure. Find the velocities of the gas at these sections, assuming as an isothermal process. Take the value of R as 287.14 Newton meter per kg into K, and atmospheric pressure they have given as 10 Newton per centimeter square. Okay, so what they have given, the horizontal pipe is there. Okay, and two sections are there, one section and two section. The diameter of one section is 8 meter, and then it changes from 8 to 4 meter. Okay, so here draw a figure. The horizontal pipe is there, diameter is 8 meter, and at the point at the section 2 the diameter is 4 meter. Okay, here the section 1 and here the section 2. Then the temperature at the section T1 is 4 degree. Okay, and for the section 1 the pressure they have given as 13.3 Newton per centimeter square. Okay, and also we have to find out the velocities of the gas at this section. So here we have to calculate the V1 and V2. Okay, now we are going to solve this problem. For the section 1 the temperature is 4 degree. Then the absolute temperature is equal to what? Gauge temperature plus atmospheric temperature means 4 degree plus 273. So absolute temperature is equal to 277 degree Kelvin. Okay, so here value of T1 is equal to 277 degree Kelvin. Then the diameter of the pipe in the section 1 is 8 centimeter, which is equal to 0.08 meter. Then the area of the pipe is pi by 4 into d square. So A1 is equal to pi by 4 d1 square. Pi by 4 into diameter is 0.08 square. Now we get the value of area of pipe is 0.005026 meter square. Then the pressure in the section 1 as 13.3 Newton per centimeter square. They have given the gauge pressure. Then the absolute pressure is equal to gauge pressure plus the atmospheric pressure. They have given the atmospheric pressure as 10 degree. So calculate sum of the gauge pressure plus absolute pressure is equal atmospheric pressure is equal to absolute pressure, which is equals to 30.3 plus 10, which is equals to 40.3 Newton per centimeter square, which is equals to 14.3 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. This is an absolute pressure. Then for the section 2 diameter they have given as 4 centimeter, which is equals to 0.04 meter. Then area as A2 is equals to pi by 4 into the diameter 0.04 bracket square. So we get the area A2 is equal to 0.001265 meter square. Pressure, absolute pressure at the point 2, gauge pressure they have given us 20.3. Okay, plus atmospheric pressure, that is 10. We get the absolute pressure as 13.3 Newton per centimeter square. Then convert it into the Newton per meter square. So we get 30.3 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Okay, then they have given the value of gas constant as R is equals to 287.14 Newton meter per kg degree Kelvin. Okay, and the value of specific heat they have given in the example as K is equals to 1.4. Then now we are applying the continuity equation. We know that the four basic equations, continuity equations, momentum equation, then the Bernoulli's equation and the equation of the state. Okay, so first we are applying the continuity equation for the section 1 and 2. Continuity equation is rho AV is equals to constant. So here the 2 points they have given, 2 sections are there. So for the 2 sections the equation of the continuity is written as P1 rho 1 A1 V1 is equals to rho 2 A2 V2, which can also be written as V2 upon V1 is equals to P1 A1 upon P2 rho 1 A1 upon rho 2 A2. Okay, we are calculating the value of A1 and A2. So put here we get rho 1 into 0.05026 upon rho 2 into value of A2 as 0.0012565. Okay, after solving this we get the value of V2 upon V1 is equals to 4 into rho 1 upon rho 2. Okay, so this is our first equation. As here they have given the process is here is isothermal process. So for the isothermal process the equation is written as P1 upon rho 1 is equals to P2 upon rho 2, or we know that for the isothermal process P1 upon rho is constant. Okay, for the section 1 and P2 the isothermal process equation is written as P1 upon rho 1 is equals to P2 upon rho 2. Okay, so here which is also can be written as rho 1 upon rho 2 is equal to P1 upon P2. We are calculating the value of P1 and P2. Okay, so put here P1 and P2 value, put over here, and we get the value of P1 as P2 is equal to 1.33. Okay, so here we get the value of rho 1 upon rho 2 is equals to 1.33. Okay, rho 1 upon rho 2 is equals to 1.33. Then again put this value into the equation 1. Then we get V2 upon V1 into 4 times what? Rho 1 upon rho 2. Instead of rho 1 and rho 2 we are writing 1.33. Okay, so multiplying this term we get V2 is equals to 5.32 V1. Okay, so here we get the second equation. Okay, so we get the second equation as V2 is equals to 5.32 into V1. Then now we are applying the Bernoulli's equation for the section 1 and T2 2. Bernoulli's equation is written as P1 upon rho 1g natural log of P1 in plus V1 square by 2g plus Z2 is equals to P2 upon rho 2g natural log of P2 plus V2 square upon 2g plus Z2. But they have given that the pipe is horizontal, so here Z1 is equals to Z2. So they are cancelled out from both sides. So remaining terms are P1 upon rho 1g natural log of P1 plus V1 square by 2g is equals to P2 upon rho 2g natural log of P2 plus V2 square upon 2g. Then log terms are taken in the right side, and then we get P1 upon rho 1g natural log of P1 plus minus P2 upon rho 2g natural log of P2 is equals to V2 square upon 2g minus V1 square by 2g. Okay, for the isothermal process we know that P1 upon P2 P1 upon rho 1 is equals to P2 upon rho 2. So here instead of P2 upon rho 2, write as P1 upon rho 1. Then we get the equation as P1 upon rho 1g natural log of P1 minus, instead of P2 upon rho 2 we are writing as P1 upon rho 1g natural log of P2 is equals to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. Here P1 upon rho 1g is common in both the terms. So here it is taken as an in common, and in the bracket the remaining term as log of P1 upon P2. Okay, then is equals to, instead of V2 we know that the relation of V1 and V2 is V2 is equal to 5.32 V1. Okay, so by using this equation, so put this value of V2 into the equation, we get 5.32 V1 square by 2g minus V1 square upon 2g. Here also you can see that the V1 is constant in both the terms, so it is taken outside. So we can written as P1 upon P1 upon rho 1g log of, here P1 upon P2. So put the value of P1 and P2, we get 14.3 into 10 raised to 4 upon 13.3 into 10 raised to 4 bracket complete is equals to V1 is taken as a constant, so V1 square by 2g, and remaining term as 5.32 minus 1, okay, and square. So here we get 27.30 V1 square by 2g. Okay, so after calculating all this, we get P1 upon rho 1g natural log of 1.33 is equals to 27.30 V1 square by 2g. Okay, natural log of 1.33 is equal to 0.287. Okay, then again putting this value, we get P1 upon rho 1g into 0.285 is equals to 27.30 V1 square by 2g. Okay, then P1 g is in both the sides, so they are cancelled out. Then remaining terms are P1 upon rho 1 is equals to 27.30 upon 2 into 0.285 into V1 square. So we will get value as 47.894 V1 square. This is our third equation. Okay, now from the equation of the state, we have the relation between the pressure and temperature. Pressure and the temperature, natural gas equation of the state is written as P upon rho is equals to RT. Okay, so for the section 1 we can written as P1 upon rho 1 is equals to RT1. Okay, the value of R is 287.14 and T1 is 277. After multiplying we get 79537.4. Okay, so we will get the value of P1 upon rho 1 is equal to 79534. Put this value into the equation number 3. Then we get 79537.4 is equals to 47,894 V1 square. Okay, so here we get the value of V1 as 40.75 meter per second. But we know that we are V2 is equals to 5.32 into V1. So okay, so by putting the value of V1 we get the value of V2 as 216.79 meter per second. Okay, so here at the end of this we get the value of V1 and V2. Okay, now we will see one more problem. Problem is a gas is flowing through a horizontal pipe which is having a area of cross section as 40 centimeter square, where the pressure is 40 Newton per centimeter square, temperature is 15 degree centigrade. At the another section the area of cross section is 20 centimeter square, pressure is 30 Newton per centimeter square. If the mass rate of flow of the gas through the pipe is 0.5 kilogram per second, find the velocities of the gas at these sections. Assuming an isothermal change, take R is equals to 292 Newton meter per kg degree Kelvin, and the atmospheric pressure is equals to 10 Newton per centimeter square. Okay, so what they have given in the example, section 1 and section 2 are there. Two sections are there. Area of two section is 40 centimeter square, and another section, the area of cross section is 20 meter square. Okay, section 1 and section 2. Area A1 is equal to 40 centimeter square, A2 is equal to 20 meter square. Then pressure is equals to, temperature section P1 is 15 degree, temperature T1 is 15 degrees centigrade, and they have not given the temperature at the section 2. Okay, then or they have given already that the pressure is 40 Newton per centimeter square at the section 1, and at the section 2 it is 30 Newton per centimeter square. Okay, so absolute pressure is equal to 40 plus atmospheric pressure, that is 10, so it is equals to 50 Newton per centimeter square at the section 1, and at the section 2 gauge pressure is 30 plus atmospheric pressure is 10, so absolute pressure is 40 Newton per centimeter square, which is equals to 40 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Okay, so up to this we have getting the value of A1, A2, P1 and P2. Okay, they have given the temperature at section 1 is 15 degrees Celsius, so absolute temperature is equals to gauge temperature, that is 15 plus atmospheric temperature 273, so the temperature T1 is equals to, capital T1 is equals to 288 degree Kelvin. Okay, as this is an isothermal process, so the temperature remains constant, so at the section 2 also the temperature is 288 degree Kelvin. Okay, then what they have given already, that mass rate of the flow is equals to 0.5 kilogram per second. Okay, that means mass rate of the flow, that is rho every value is 0.5 kilogram per centigrade per second, and they have given the gas constant value as 292 Newton meter per kg degree Kelvin. Okay, then from the equation of the state we know that for the isothermal process P1 upon rho 1 is equals to RT1. Okay, then by putting the value of P1, then we can written as rho 1 is equals to P1 upon RT1. We know that the value of P1 is 50 into 10 raised to 4, then R is equals to 292, T1 is equal to 288. Okay, we get the value of P as 5.945 kilogram per meter cube. Okay, here we get the value of density, that is rho 1. Okay, Then they have given the mass rate of flow is equals to 0.5, and the value of mass rate of flow is, equation for the mass rate of flow is rho AV. So at the section 1, rho 1 A1 V1 is equals to 0.5. We know that rho 1 value as 5.395, area A1 is 40 into 10 raised to 4 into V1 is equals to 0.5. Then after putting this, we get the value of V1 as 21.02 meter per second. Okay, here we getting the value of velocity at the flow at the section 1 which is equals to 21.02 meter per second. Now we have to calculate the velocity at the section 2. For that, we know that this is an isothermal process, so here the temperature remains constant. Okay, for the section 1, the temperature is 288 degree Kelvin. So for the section 2 also, the temperature remains constant. So T2 is also equals to 288 degree Kelvin. Okay, now we know that P2 upon rho 2 is equals to RT1, that is the equation of the state. Then rho 2 is equals to P2 upon R2. After putting this, we get the value of rho 2 as density at the section 2 as 4.756 kilogram per meter cube. Okay, then the mass rate of flow is equals to rho AV at the section 2, rho 2 A2 V2. Okay, and they have given the value as mass rate of flow is equals to 0.5. Okay, so 0.5 equals to 4.756 into 20 into 10 raised to 4 raised to minus 4 into V2. Okay, after putting all this value and multiplying all these terms, we get the value of V2 as 52.562 meter per second. Okay, so here we get the value of V1 also, and V2 also. The problem is solved. Okay, so up to this we have seen the two problems on the isothermal process. Okay, now we will see one more problem on the adiabatic process. The problem is a gas with a velocity of 300 meter per second is flowing through a horizontal pipe at a section where the pressure is 6 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Absolute pressure they have given. Then the temperature is 14 degree centigrade. The pipe changes in diameter, and at this section the pressure is 9 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Find the velocities of the gas at this section if the flow of the gas is adiabatic. Okay, here the flow is adiabatic. The value of R is 287 and K is 1.4. Okay, so what we have to calculate is the value of V2. Find the velocity at the gas at this section. Okay, the value of V2 we have to calculate. So what they have given, the value of V1 is 300 meter per second. Then pressure they have given at the section 1 is 6 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Here they have given the absolute pressure. Okay, temperature as 14 degrees centigrade. T1 is equals to, then absolute temperature is 273 plus 40, that is 313 degree Kelvin. Next they have given at the section 2 the value of P2, means the pressure is 9 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Velocity at the section we have to find out, and the value of R they have given as 287 joule per kilogram degree Kelvin. Adiabatic flow, the value of K they have given as 1.4. Okay, so first we have to apply the Bernoulli's equation at the section 1 and 2. So as we know that the Bernoulli's equation for the adiabatic process is K upon k minus 1 p1 upon rho 1 g plus v1 square by 2g is equals to k upon k minus 1 p2 upon rho 2g plus v2 square upon 2g. Here the pipe is horizontal, so here z1 is equal to z2 and they have cancelled out on the both sides. Okay. Then the remaining term is here. Okay, here they have given, they have k upon k minus 1 is on the both side. Okay, so they are taken on the right side as k upon k minus 1 into bracket p1 upon rho 1g minus p2 upon rho 2g is equals to v1 square by 2g minus v2 square by 2g minus v1 square by 2g. Okay, then after dividing this term by the value of g, we get this equation. Okay, then the value of then put the value of k and the k minus 1 and also k minus 1, we get the equation as 1.4 upon 1.4 minus 1 into p1 upon rho 1 into bracket 1 minus p2 upon rho 2 into p1 upon rho 1 is bracket complete is equals to v2 square by 2 minus v1 square by 2. This is our first equation. Okay, as they have given that the process is adiabatic, and for that we know the equation as p1 upon rho 1 raised to k is equals to constant, but at the for the section 1 and 2 we are writing this equation as p1 upon rho 1 raised to k is equals to p2 upon rho 2 raised to k. If we taken p1 pressure terms in the right side, then we can return this equation as p1 upon p2 is equals to rho 1 upon rho 2 bracket raised to k. Okay, if we taken rho 2 on the if we take then this equation also can be written as p1 rho 1 upon rho 2 is equals to p1 upon p2 raised to 1 by k. Okay, then here as we know that this is an equation 1 and we get the value of p1 upon p2. Okay, then we get the value of rho 1 upon rho 2. Then by putting the value of rho 1 upon rho 2 into the equation 1, here we get 1.4 upon 0.4 p1 upon rho 1 in bracket 1 minus p2 upon rho 2. Instead of rho 1 and rho 2 we are writing as p1 upon p2 raised to 1 by k bracket complete is equals to v2 square by 2 minus v1 square by 2. Okay, after solving all these we get the final equation as 3.5 p1 upon rho 1 in bracket 1 minus p2 upon rho 2 in raised to k minus 1 upon k bracket complete is equals to v2 square by 2 minus v1 square by 2. Okay, but here we know that the value of p1 and p2. Okay, then put this value we get. Okay, after solving all this term we get the final term as minus 0.4298 p1 upon rho 1 is equals to v2 square by 2 minus 45000. This is our second equation. Okay, then as we know that the equation of the state is equals to p1 upon rho 1 is equals to rt1. As we know that the value of r is 287, t1 is 313. Okay, so the value of p1 upon rho 1 is equals to 89831. Okay, again put this value into the equation 2. We get the value of v2 as integration of 2 into 6390.6. Okay, the value of v is 133.0 meter per second. Okay, so here we get the solution of the problem. We have to calculate the value of P2 and which is equals to 133.0 meter per second. Okay, so problem is solved over here. So in this lecture we have seen what is mean by the compressible flow, then the basic equations of the compressible flow, and we have solved the problems on the isothermal process and for the adiabatic process also. Okay, thank you.